Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Lizette and I'm gonna make my first YouTube video. Well, okay, it's really not my first YouTube video. I've done like 2 YouTube videos before, but I think I'm gonna call this my first YouTube video because I'm going to start posting YouTube videos twice a week, and I've always wanted to do this. I've never followed through with it, and I think it's about time, you know, 2020. Do you, baby girl, do you? But as my first video, I've gotten a lot of requests of people telling me to tell them my coming out story. So today I'm going to tell you my coming out story. I'm gonna start off by saying that it's been a long journey. It all started when I was younger. I always knew I liked girls. I remember like being really young with my cousins, and I had a lot of guy cousins. And you know, I used to be a little tomboy. I used to always be the little outcast, and I remember my aunts telling my mom like, hey, I think she's gay. My cousins saying, hey, I think she's gay.
Okay, these are some pictures of me when I was younger in elementary school, and just wait till you see my teeth. Will y'all see that? They
would ask me and be like, hey, are you gay? And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know the feeling that I had meant that I like girls. I remember I used to dress baggy, used to love playing with toy guns, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be gay, you know. But for me, I feel like those were definitely, you know, a couple red flags. I didn't like playing with little Barbie girls. I always wanted to play with little toy guns. I also remember being in middle school
and guys, these are some pictures of me in middle school. Thank goodness I got braces, because Lord.
And having to change in the girls' locker room for gym and feeling so awkward and feeling so uncomfortable, you know, seeing every girl like getting undressed like it's nothing. And for me, I just felt like, oh wow, like I don't feel good being here. And seeing all of these girls, you know, like I used to go change in the bathroom and just change, go straight outside. And I feel like those, for me, they were definitely red flags. Like, why did I feel so uncomfortable in a girl's locker room and changing in front of them and even being around them? I remember high school. I think high school was probably the most difficult, frustrating time for me. You know, you're trying to fit in.
And this is how I dressed my freshman year of high school. Ew.
And I ate lunch in the library for 3 years straight. Like 3 years I ate lunch in the library. And I think it was mainly because I felt wrong for not being myself, and I knew that I was trying to fit in. Like, I was buying the same clothes that all these girls were buying. I was buying the same shoes. I remember at the time Toms were really popular, so I was buying Toms and just dressing very preppy, trying to fit in, you know.
And here's some pictures my sophomore year of high school.
I remember during that time I was Skyping a lot of people because Skype was a thing back then. And it was a lot of women, like it was a lot of girls. It was actually a little bit older women than me. I was pretty young back then. I asked myself, I was like, why am I sitting here like Skyping all these women and, you know, building a relationship and a friendship with these people rather than, you know, making friends in school. I remember one morning I woke up before I went to the bus, and I was like, this is the day that I'm going to tell my mom that I'm gay. Like, I cannot take it anymore. I'm not being true to myself. I feel like this overwhelming feeling every single day that I'm in school, every single day that I'm eating lunch in the library. I feel out of place, you know? And I woke her up. I went to her room, knocked on her door. She was asleep before I went to school. And I was like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And I remember she woke up so scared, and she was like, what is it? Like, what do you have to say? And I know there was a lot of bad things going through her head, and you know, she was like, did this happen? Did this happen? What happened? Tell me. And I told her, I was like, I don't know how to tell you, Mom, but I'm gay. And she was just so shocked. Like, she saw a ghost, and she kind of reacted quickly as well. She was like, it's okay, don't worry about it, just go to school and everything's gonna be fine. I get on the bus and I literally start to cry. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I know that something terrible is about to happen, because I know that her reaction was fake, and I know that she just said it because she didn't know what else to say. So I remember I got on the bus and I felt like I had to say those words again out loud. You know, I just felt like I needed to tell somebody, and I needed to hear it again, that everything was gonna be okay, but not from my mom, because I knew that it wasn't gonna be okay with her. So at the time I had a best friend, and we had like a class together. And I remember I told her again, you know, I got so red, my chest got red, my face got red, and I told her, I was like, yo, I have to tell you something. And she was like, what's wrong, baby girl? And I was like, yo, I think I'm gay. And she hugs me and she's like, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. She was like, everything's gonna be okay, you do not have to sit here and cry. And it was the best feeling ever, because I felt like I had a friend, you know, somebody that I could tell that to. And saying those words out loud was so difficult for me, but the second time that I said it, it felt better, you know. I was like, damn, like, I need to keep saying this. I just need to say it out loud. I need to tell anybody, whoever I can tell, I need to tell them that I'm fucking gay, because I just can't take it anymore. After that, I started dressing a little bit differently. You know, I shaved half of my hair. Like, I had that little haircut back then, it was cool. I dyed my hair red, and I just started dressing like, I don't know, like a little bit more edgy, you know, like a little bit more punkish, I would say.
Alright guys, this is me right after I dyed my hair red and shaved it.
I really wanted to get my nose pierced at the time, but I got like a little fake nose ring, and I was like, fuck it, like I need to like express, I need to let all of these feelings that I have inside of me, I need to let them out. Like, I can't take it, I can't take the way I dress, you know. I was dressing so girly at the time, I can't take that anymore. Like, that's not me. But let me go back to when I got home. After I told my mom, you know, that I came out and I went to school, and I told my 2-3 friends that, you know, I'm gay, guys, like, what's up? I was on the bus on my way back home from school, and I just felt like this bad feeling, like this really bad gut feeling that, man, like some shit is about to hit the fan. And I got off the bus and I was just so nervous, you know, like I was at school for a couple hours, so I really didn't get to face it with my parents. It was more of like, let me tell you, let me go to school and then see what happens when I get back. I see my sister's car there. She was way too early to be home. Like, she does not get off work at that time. And then I see my dad's car there. And when I tell you, my heart dropped all the way to my... Yeah, I was freaking out. I was panicking. Like, just thinking about it is making me so nervous. Like, this was probably one of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, it is... You know, whenever you're on a roller coaster and, you know, you're at the very, very top, and you know that drop is about to come, and there's like nothing that you can do because you're already strapped into that roller coaster, and you just have to face that drop. You know, that feeling, that is what I felt, because my dad never gets home that early, like, ever. And I just, you know, I'm young. I was really young, so I really didn't have any money. You know, I didn't have anywhere else to go rather than home. So I went up the stairs and I knocked on the door. My mom opened and she's like, come sit down. And it's my sister. Like, the couches were like in an L shape, just me on this little couch. And then it's my sister, my mom, and my dad. Like that, lined up. Like, I just remember it. They were sitting down. So they were on over here, I was over here. And they're like, I can't believe you're gay. When I tell you, they all started bashing me all at once. Like, I clearly remember, you know, what they told me, and it was just very heartbreaking to hear that from my mom and my dad and my sister, you know. Like, those words are words that I'm never gonna forget. I don't hold any grudges towards them. You know, I love them unconditionally. I understand that it was something new to them. So after that, they immediately told me to give them my phone. They took my iPad. They took anything, any sort of computer that I had. They took all that away. That happened for a good couple of months. Like, it felt like forever, honestly. And I remember one day, suddenly out of the nowhere, like it was so random, out of the nowhere, my sister, I guess she needed somebody to talk to because she really wasn't talking to me. She was like, hey sis, do you want to go to the park? And I was like, sure. And we talked for a really, really long time, and you know, I tried explaining the words that had come out of my mouth the best that I could. Although I shouldn't have to explain myself, I did, because you have to understand, sometimes people don't get it and they don't understand it, and it's new and it's different to them, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is, unfortunately. I remember we cried and we talked, and she was telling me about her boy problems too. She was like, I just needed somebody to talk to, and she was like, I'm sorry, you know, that I hurt you. And that meant so much to me because I felt like I finally had somebody on my side. I knew that if I had her support, I knew that eventually I could have my parents' support as well. I don't know how it happened or really when it happened. I just suddenly remember me talking to them, you know, little by little. I started making conversations with them, and I started trying to explain it to my mom every chance that I could and be like, hey mom, you know, I know you don't want to hear it, but you know, I'm gay, and I really hope that you come around to accept it eventually, because I'm not going anywhere and you're not going anywhere either. So she slowly started coming around, and she started asking me like a lot of questions, like, well, why are you gay? You know, well, what makes you attracted to females? You know, what makes you not attracted to males? What do you find in women that you don't see in men? Like, I didn't get offended when she would ask me these questions, because I felt like that was a step in the right direction, at least her trying to understand. And maybe she was trying to reason why I was gay. There's no other reason of why I'm gay rather than I'm just gay, and it's just what I feel in my heart. It's just who I am. Nothing else feels right. I felt like I didn't get my family's acceptance and you know, love until I really started loving myself. And it wasn't until I really just said, you know what, like, I'm gay, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable. I really don't care what you have to think about this, because I'm not changing and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not gonna, you know, please you, because whoever created me this way. I blink and it's 2020, and my family is so loving and they're so caring towards me, and I can finally talk to my mom about anything, you know. I talked to her about sex, I talked to her about women, I literally talk to her about every little thing that I can. Like, we have such a good relationship now, and my dad has come a huge way, you know, like, he is so supportive now, and he knows that I'm gay and he accepts it. I started realizing that once my family and I accepted myself, once I went back to school, I was so loud and proud. Like, when I tell you I was the gayest kid, like, eventually, I don't know how, but everybody found out that I was gay.
And this is how I looked my senior year of high school, which was probably the best year because, you know, I just really owned it. And that's me graduating.
They were like, oh, she's gay. And when I tell you, I remember losing so many friends in high school because of me being gay, but from that came so many new friends. Like, me eating in the library turned into like this group of table of, you know, kids that felt just like me and felt a little bit different and felt like we didn't fit in. I don't talk to a lot of those people anymore, but all I can say is that you know, I'm thankful for those memories, and I'm thankful for the people who I met along this journey of me coming out. If I can leave you guys on a note, I would tell you that you have to be the first one to say, you know what, I love myself, and if you don't love me back, then I don't need you in my life, because all I need is positivity. You know, I think being gay and being a lesbian is like the best thing ever. You know, like, I love women. I can't help it. I find women so attractive, so beautiful, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Never been prouder to be who I am, honestly. Like, I hold this gay flag up as high as I can, any chance that I can, because I'm not afraid to show who I really am today. And yes, that's my coming out story, guys. So I want to thank you if you've made it this far. I'm sorry I talk so much, but if you enjoy watching me, if you enjoyed this video, just subscribe to my channel, give it a like, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Snapchat. Everything is the same. It's Lizeth Inc., and I'll make sure to put it in the bio. But I appreciate you guys, and I love you. Yes.